Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us again for another Stacks Club Live NFT Tuesday edition. Got another special show going for you tonight. Take a deep breath there. Kyle Kemper from the Miami Crypto Experience joining us tonight, as well as the Mayor of Matic. Thank you very much, gentlemen, both of you, for joining us. Got a lot to talk about tonight, and I know we were covering some things before the show, but there's just so much going on in the entire industry, but in the NFTs, cryptocurrency, just markets are going wild. There's the NFT event in New York City right now. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. If you can't find something going on in cryptocurrency to get involved in or get interested in, man, you just don't have a heartbeat, or like you're not paying attention right now. I mean, that's just all there is to it. So again, thank you guys for joining us. Those of you guys that are joining us out there in internet land, don't be shy. Jump in, say hello. I want to go around the room and just do some introductions briefly and say hello. First of all, got to say hello to Mr. Kemper. Thank you for joining us. I know this is the first time we've had an interaction with the STAXX.CLUB, so welcome to the club officially, sir. And I hope you're having a good night. And just tell us a little something about yourself, man. Where the heck do you come from?
And I'm so glad to be on here and part of the Stacks Club. And hello out there to anybody who's watching. My name is Kyle Kemper, originally a Canadian, now a stranded Canadian in America, awaiting my green card. And hailing from San Diego right now, but we'll be in Miami on Saturday through for a couple of weeks as we have the Miami Crypto Experience. And a little bit more about my background is, I got into the space in 2013. First ever Bitcoin I sold an iPhone case for half a Bitcoin. That was pretty rad. So really earned the tokens. I've
What
been
medium?
advisor.
I don't want to stop you there. Like, was it on a website? Because that's an awesome story, by the way.
Yeah, I sold it. It was via email that
Okay.
somebody like reached out and asked if I had a website, and then they reached out and they asked if they could pay with Bitcoin for a custom laser engraved iPhone case. It's at btcquick.com. So we made it, shipped it, and got paid half a Bitcoin for it. And that was my first Bitcoin ever. And I was like really interested in it. And then that was part of the Genesis journey that I fully dedicated my entire life to. And in the beginning, it was a lot of kind of radical, kind of libertarians and cyberpunks, and then we've just watched it grow and grow and grow. And yes, we are in a full blown crypto renaissance right now, and I'm feeling more stoked than ever to see what's going on. And given the world climate right now, I think it's really important to bring people together for human connection and radical collaboration. So I had the opportunity to get involved with the Miami Crypto Experience, and we're just using this to bring together some of my favorite companies and people and the community to really have a real heartful, awesome, fun time in Miami, where we're going to do all sorts of crazy shit. And it's going to be rad.
That's the fun part about this too, and that's why I'm getting all geeked out about it. And before we get too in depth, now obviously this is going on next week, guys. So everybody's all hyped up and in Miami next week. Right now, things focuses on New York City, and I hope everybody's having a blast up there. And then we're switching gears next week and heading down to Miami. So I mean, if you're not keeping up with the news, like, this stuff's moving quick, and it's also a worldwide phenomenon now. So I'm super excited to have our organization obviously be part of this and what you just talked about. But it's super refreshing to get with other people in the industry and be able to talk crypto not have to
Talk
explain yourself
crypto,
for
talk
hours,
freedom, talk
have
like, and
fun.
it's gonna be a bringing in of people too. So one of the things we want to do is like have some identifiers as well of like, how long you've been in it. So like, like noobs, we can kind of like recognize noobs and we can help like facilitate that rapid experience and also curate an event for them. So it's like, here's the learning experience, but then for like, those of us who have been in a long time, like, okay, like it's time for some masterminding about building a new earth here and like taking this technology to the next level. Like if you're in New York and want to come down, like totally do it. You can, after you get off the airplane, you can throw those cloth or plastic masks in the garbage and breathe freely and come out. You don't need to show any papers. We're not in support of segregation of society in any way, shape, or form. So
Everybody, if you're gonna come down to Miami, November, like the weather right now, I'm in Jacksonville right now. The weather right now,
oh yeah, mid
mwah.
80s
It's
every day.
this is why you
It's
live in Florida. This is why you come down in Florida in November and December, right? So just come on down and have yourself a good time. The greatest part about this, and we'll get into it, obviously the nuts and bolts of the convention, but the greatest part about this is, it's for everybody, right? Traders and investors, as well as artists. And, we talked about this incubator, and we want people, there that don't know anything about crypto, that are highly advanced, and, and everything in between, right? So that's what I love about these. I love just the spontaneity and kind of putting people together like this and the networking. And Mayor, I didn't want to skip over you before I jump in here and share my screen and kind of dive into this Miami crypto, because obviously we wanted to talk about that tonight. But thank you for joining us as well. As always, I know you have a million things going on, so I appreciate you jumping in. I want to get you to this Miami thing. We'll get you down here, even if it's not this one, maybe next week, but very soon. What do you got going on, man? Is there anything you wanted to holler at real quick? Jump in before we share here.
Just watching the charts, securing the bags.
Yeah, let's jump in and look at this stuff real quick.
You can follow me. I'm on Twitch, same as my Twitter handle, and always on the charts. That's about it.
Bitcoin is look pretty strong actually for most of the day today, and has since fizzled out a little bit, but Ethereum's running just running away from everyone right now. So if you're trying to short Ethereum, don't. I really this is who knows where that stops, right? So it's at 4,600 and change and running. We were looking at some other things, Matic, and things that are going to be tied to that. So kind of like how the market moves, it's like Bitcoin makes an all-time high, then Ethereum, right? And then you normally, like after Ethereum does whatever this is now, then everything else kind of follows suit and running. Now, what we've noticed like recently, and Kyle, I'm huge into video games too, so we didn't talk about that, but I love NFT blockchain video gaming. And the engines and the Matics and the wax tokens are doing very, very well right now.
Have you heard of V?
Yes, V, right?
Block V.
So
no,
all of this
Block V.
Block V or
Yeah,
like
Block
VV.
Not like V chain, like Block
Okay.
V. Check it out real quick. I'd
Okay.
love to see what you think of it. It's token code VEE
VEE.
in trading view.
Yeah, does it have a pair? Can I actually pull it up in TradingView?
Yeah, it should be
V dollar. Is this your super hot secret for us? Secret check?
Maybe check VUSDT, or I don't know. It's on Uniswap, I think is where it's got. But this one's hot right now.
Oh boy. That's a kind of chart.
And they're one of our sponsors. And we built me and Gary LeChance from Doge Disco. We built the Million Doge Disco NFT augmented reality game on top of their platform. And these guys have been building this for 3 years now. And it's like the most incredible NFT pack that they were always calling VATOMs. And like they're super powerful. So we're actually going to be launching a product with them I'm going to be launching a product with them in Miami that is going to change the game. And it's going to
Love it.
allow you to basically, as easy as it is to post a picture on Instagram, to be able to post a social photo onto Matic, onto Polygon, into an OpenSea collection that can be like specific to whatever the event is that's going on. Yeah, and it just, I don't know, it caught wind yesterday, or something happened, and it just started blowing up.
Well, I love to see that, and I love to hear success stories, and I definitely want to, hear more about that and understand more about the project itself. And everything you just said there sounds pretty amazing too. But I think that's what even just in the short time that I've been watching kind of blockchain gaming and NFTs, which is like what, 4 years? I feel like a relic is 4 years old now. But you've watched, the pioneers like yourself and other people that you just mentioned kind of build on wanting, a building block, right? Kind of people lay things before them, and then you build on that, and then slowly we're starting to put things together and these tools together to build immersive, worlds now, right? And everybody, the metaverse is the hot topic, right? And Zuckerberg's trying to, steal the name now. It's so hot, right? And Bill Gates wants some. I mean, it's really that hot right now, but no one really understands what the hell it means yet.
Well, I know, and that's
So
and like and I've got a different view on it too. Like I think we can have more of like, a free city kind of approach. I don't know if you saw that movie, but like the idea of like you put glasses on and then there's an augmented reality world about. And I think we don't need the glasses, we just have our phones, and that's what we built with Doge Disco, and that's what we're going to be launching with this nifty world, which, well, probably shouldn't have even said that name.
are you giving out secrets you're not supposed to be disclosing? I can't edit it. We're on live.
No, it's fine.
We're on live, man.
It's fine. Look, we're gonna be launching in a week, and I'm trying to organize a party for it all too, and
Awesome.
it's gonna be rad. But it's also at the same time, like, we move fast and furiously, so don't expect like a Facebook level polished product.
Everything's moving fast and furiously, right? And we've ourselves, we're trying to get some things developed that we want to do with our website and a token, and it's really more just about community. Like, we want to build, a community that is fun and interactive, and you can do that with cryptocurrency and DAOs and things today. It's really just about, putting your imagination into code now, and right, getting developers right now, because that's what we need. We're desperate for like people that can code and that are interested in learning about contracts and doing this stuff. And I'm saying it to them blue in the face, like, guys, what are you doing over there working for corporate schmorporate? Like, get over here and let's do the damn thing.
Yep, amen. And hopefully, like, there's and when the market creates such demand, like, you'll see that people will fill in the opportunities too. So I think we'll start seeing some really, like, user-centric solutions towards building and deploying, just to like lower the barrier entry. So if we think about back in the day, like, people were coding up HTML, but now, fast forward 25 years later, and we are like, you can like use Shopify and have a full-blown site and everything kind of dialed, or Squarespace, or like, if you still want to use WordPress, like, it's great, but like, the great advances, and I believe that is all going to be coming here. And and as the wallets continue to improve, it'll be more and more accessible. And as DAO governance structures, continue to go through trial and error and testing and improvement. And that's why I'm really stoked about the gamers getting involved in this at this level too, because if you make a game that has a bad user experience, it fails.
Right.
Like, if you make a cool, like, web product that has a bad user experience, it can still succeed, but not necessarily like, to its fullest potential. And when we talk about crypto and what its full potential involves, it's pretty fly.
Make sure you go follow Kyle as well. I'm going to put his Twitter in the chat as well. So go give him a follow. Obviously, we're talking Miami Crypto Experience tonight. Throw their Twitter handle up here. I already put the website link in there, and we'll make sure to put that on our YouTube link as well. We want to make sure to promote this as much as we can. Obviously, this is just going to be a blast. again, this is you know, not a conference, right? We're not going to sit there and look at slides all day. So throw that kind of stuff out the window. Um, I enjoy a good slide conference, you know, for certain things, but that's not what this is. This is the experience, right? This is what this is all about. Come to Miami, have a good time, an immersive experience. If you want to get technical and hang out with us nerds, you know, talking really super
Those
technical,
talks are
those
gonna
will
go
be
down.
there, right?
Oh
Those will
yeah.
be there. But if you want to come down and have a few drinks and cut loose and have a good time and learn more about the basics of, you know, what this movement is all about, and that, you know, is also welcomed. And that's why, you know, I love this kind of festival atmosphere. That's what we've been calling it, right?
Yeah, and a bit like, and as well, it's like, this is kind of going to be a really flow based conference as well. So, we have like, if you're a kind of a person that likes to have everything in a calendar and schedule, like, well, got the schedule and you can design your calendar. It's not going to be like, South by Southwest with a gazillion things all happening at once. But like, we've got a wicked venue, a big venue, tons of great people. We've got, like, if we just roll up a sec, like
Yeah, I was going to show the venue.
right here, for example. So like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it starts on the 10th. Like, registration will start around like 1 or so. Like, we're gonna have activations, we're gonna have music just for the lineup and dealing with that. It's gonna be great. And then we've got like this NFT kind of gala and coming together and opening night ceremonies. And then day 2, 11/11, is going to be a full day of like, conference programming, art activations. Then we're gonna have this incubator night, which we're looking to have like, our goal is to create a Shark's Tank like experience for a couple companies to present like in the main hall. And then, but the difference between Shark's Tank, and this is something that I've like wanted to do for a really long time, is token-based projects that, we can have experts like, to ask questions about it. And if they want to like, make a play, they can make a play. But also anybody else who's there, who's watching too, y'all can make plays. Because this is the beautiful thing about tokenization. It's like, once you vet that it's like, it's for real, or that, it, at least the intention behind it is real, because there's different stages of projects. But when there's real intention, like, people can support from all around the world using tokens, and get something that, in the traditional world of capital and equity, is in the beginning, it's a lot of like, promissory notes, like of taking, you're not actually holding anything, but tokens just really unlock this whole potential. So that's really exciting.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Let me stop you just for a second. Not only that, but the access, right? So you can set up a website almost instantly using the copy and paste tools that you just mentioned that weren't available 10 years ago, right? To set up a website almost instantly, start taking crypto payments worldwide with very little, access cost, right? And as soon as we can get away from the bank account thing, which is absolutely required to do any sort of traditional investing or trading, right? Or venture capitalism for that matter, that's all gone. Because you can do anything with cryptocurrency and tokens. You can invest in anything you want almost instantly, right? That whole world is going to change, and we're on the very beginning of it, right?
And there are lots of people out there for like, like seed and pre-seed projects, like just like, the idea, the vision. If you don't have a bill, but if you like, if you want to commit and make something happen, like there's lots of capital out there, like looking for those at every stage of the game. And like, tokenization can enable that. The key thing is just like, getting the ducks in a row and understanding like all the different pieces that are there. There is no specific formula that must be followed. Sure, you can go give a Bitcoin to some company and they'll like run you through, their flow towards getting you listed on some obscure exchange, which can be successful. Like, there's many different ways. One of like my favorite quotes is, crypto is an infinite game. Like, it's like there's so many different ways you can play it, but in order to play, you just have to understand some of the basic rules.
Right. I love that.
Like, there's your keys, your coins.
There's so many different, there's so many different avenues and things that you can get into, that you can do, that you can do from a business standpoint, that you can do on your own, that you can do for other businesses that are going to be exploding, you know, in the next 10 years. I mean, it's blatantly obvious to like anyone who's been in, you know, at least around the block, like you said. And some of us go through the school of hard knocks and you learn things the hard way. And, you know, we're going to talk about that too, right? We always talk about that, share our experiences, both good and bad, you know, and that's how we learn and kind of grow too. But just even like what you said, like tonight, knowing that there's going to be like a WordPress in the future where you can just like copy paste things for like, you know, the third world wide web, right? Like that's all coming, right? Like, you know, that's what open source is. That's kind of like the magic of, you know, open source money, right? I mean, like in Ethereum, for example, you know, people kind of trash a lot of certain things about the chain and, you know, tokens and shitcoins or whatever. But I love the fact that anyone can create a token. It's like a sandbox and you can be inventive and creative. And you know what? There's always buyer beware or investor beware or, you know, malicious people out there that are trying to set up scams. But if we set up communities and work together as networks and share, you know, and revel in the people, the real people doing real things, like you just mentioned, all that stuff goes away, right? Because we just
and
won't
we'll
allow
have like,
them,
you know,
right?
we have these like they're called like SROs, like self-regulatory organizations that like, you know, that will pop up to, you know, we'll see scam busters and people like Ken Bozak, like, you know, calling out the scammers and you know, and there's just like a kind of like a basic checklist, the primer that people need to understand. Like, yeah, the you know, just be able to quickly identify the scams, because you know, people do fall prey to the scams. Like, you know, even if it's like this just as stupid as send 1 Bitcoin here and I'll send you 2 back. Like,
And it's getting a bit bad right now because the industry's popping and prices are up. So, you know, those are coming. And if
oh
you want to
yeah,
come to this workshop and kind of learn the basics of your OPSEC and understand the basics of wallets, like we're kind of talking about, just learn the fundamentals, you know,
yeah.
then all of a
And
sudden
like,
things, the light bulb goes off, right? Then
you
you're like, oh,
don't, and
okay.
you don't need to go like, oh, you decide one day like, okay, I'm gonna buy some crypto, like I'm gonna need to go get a ledger or a Trezor. It's like, no, like understand, like, okay, I'm gonna like take some cash, like, do I need a vault? Like, no, you don't. Like, they make sense, but like, dude, honestly, like Edge wallet, they're the official wallet. Like, dude, it is so awesome, and it's so easy for people to you know,
This
to
list is getting crazy too, by the way, like all the sponsors and just the amazing, you know, speakers. And I mean, this is quite the powerhouse list of speakers here as well.
yeah. And like, you know, on Thursday night, like we're talking about like, you know, what to look for as well. Like, dude, we're like, Tim Draper is launching his story file via hologram on Thursday night. So Tim Draper, if you don't know who he is, like, he's the boss. He's just an amazing individual. Like, he's so awesome. Has 600 portfolio companies. You know, bought 27,000 Bitcoin from the FBI that were seized from the Silk Road, like for 19 million. They're now worth like close to $2 billion on that one deal alone. He's an incredible person. What he did
He's
was
a
he
Chad.
recorded. He's a Chad, all right. And he you know, sat down in studio for like 3 days and like answered hundreds of questions and turned it into this thing called a story file. And on
Oh
11/11,
yeah,
the
I never
story
had
file is
that.
going to launch, and the whole world is going to be able to ask him questions. And like, you know, at once, you know, millions of people at the same time can be asking Tim questions, and him delivering like, you know, seriously dialed answers to them that are very inspiring, that, you know, go from cryptocurrency to investing to what to look for in a pitch. What is, like, you know, what are you looking for in terms of marketing growth? Like, what did all sorts of different questions. How much money does he have? Like, there's so many good questions.
Is this the hologram? I believe it was Portal. I don't know. This
This is
looks
the portal.
really cool, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a
And
little
so
creepy, honestly, when I was looking at the video of, you know, the guy and he's changing the faces, and it's just like, wow, you can, you know, just kind of do all that stuff on the fly too. But education is important with all this stuff too, man. People need to
Yeah, so
understand.
these guys are one of our sponsors, and like, they are totally radical, and we're gonna have one of these, and we're gonna have it in the ring, which is the other thing we haven't talked about. So
Yeah. So
on
I
Friday,
stopped you on the day 2 there. We didn't even get to the day 3.
yeah, well, on day two, so we got the portal, then the incubator, and then we got the decentralized dance party, which it says
Oh,
it's on day one. It's actually gonna be on day two.
okay.
So what? So let's what is the DDP before we get to day three?
Should we play this?
Let's play it from the very
This
beginning.
is a great video.
What is a DDP?
A decentralized dance party.
How does it work?
We push play on a hot track on our iPod, send it through an FM radio transmitter. We tune a battery-powered boombox to the party broadcast.
How many stereos can you transmit to?
1,
2
3.
or 300.
Love it. Oh, I'm gonna be right up in the middle of that. This is gonna be so much fun. I mean, you know what? Here, I don't want to mess up. We're right in the middle of it. I want to play the whole thing.
That's fine. That's good enough. So you get the point of it.
Oh, so good. So good. So much fun. And you know what? It kind of almost encapsulates like what we talk about in our club and, just candidly a lot. Some of us are grown-ups, are old men, if you want to call us that, right? Like, we're in our 30s and 40s and we have families and, real life stuff going on. But like, this is where like you almost feel like your kid's coming out again, right? Your creative juices are flowing. You're with other people that are high energy, positive people building real things. And like, I just can't put it into words. You have to come experience it. Just get down here, right? If you can experience it, just come down.
And Gary LaChance, he's the founder of the Decentralized Dance Party. He's going to be there, and he was very influential in my kind of transition and growth. He also and he's like Ken Bozak was at Dogecoin in 2017, and it was right after that like, he got kind of fully activated too. And the Ken that we know now was a result of like, that DDP and like really just letting loose. And I mean, myself too, as well. And so many other people, because, what's the point if we're not going to have a great time, like, living, what's the point? Like, I don't want to like,
feel like a lot of us have
grind
been
and bust my ass all day long in darkness to try and make a couple bucks to like, to wake up again, to grind, like, unhappily, because when it's negative and then you're saying no to everything, it's like, wow, like, that's just crap. So, we're trying to we want to make something that you can say yes to and be a part of. And like, we still haven't had like we haven't had like a Comic-Con yet in like crypto. So maybe this can be a Comic-Con. So if you've got some costumes, if you're into cosplay, if you want to dress up and be radical, like, do it. Like, this is more like Burning Man than it is like, I don't know, like CES.
Oh, I'm with you. And I can see this kind of, going to the next step too, like, getting more music and, involving not only like, large ticket names, but musicians that are up and coming, right? That are aspiring artists. Cause that's kind of what the NFT movement is about as well. Like, not only your big names, but enabling artists, the starving artists, quote unquote, that have been just railroaded for so long.
Absolutely. And it's like, I want people to come to where it's not like about like, if you're a big name, you need your big name to be on a big banner in order to get there. It's like, dude, just come out. Like, you're human. We're all humans. Like, that's one of the great things about like Burning Man, for example. They're never like, coming to Burning Man this year is Elon Musk. Like,
Right.
no, it's not. It's like, dude, you just create,
Just come enjoy
we create
yourself.
this space and hold the space. Like, everybody come in. This isn't an ego fest. This is like, an opportunity to radically kind of, come together, collide, share, learn, express. And if like, you're an artist, or you're like a vendor, like, we're like, we want to encourage like, as much like radical self-expression and like communal effort as possible. So like,
I
if
love
you've got
that.
some cool ideas, like, just come. It's like, we want to be able to say yes to basically everything that we can, so long as it's like, as long as it doesn't compromise the core values.
The tickets are here. Come out to the website. General admission. If you can't actually make it, you can do the metaverse, which we'll kind of take a look at here in a second. Which is going to kind of be your virtual pass, if you want to call it that. And we'll take a look at it. But they're actually going to set up a 3D world. So they'll have some of the vendors and booths and kind of things that you can view inside the virtual world. So
all our workshops, all the talks are going to be broadcast into our metaverse. There's going to be an NFT art gallery as well, like showcasing tons of different NFT work. There's going to be this trade show where you can do. It's not going to be a metaverse kind of like VR chat. Like, you're not going to see people running around in it, which we'll try and improve for the next one. But it's more of like a portal site to get access to content. And then we've also partnered with a group called Kryptonite, who are hosting a virtual conference at the same time. So we've created Miami Crypto World with them. So they're going to be running a whole hop-in camp virtual conference. There it is. Kryptonite ITE. That one, yeah. So yeah, definitely give these guys a follow. And
this is going to be awesome. I love that too. So how is that going to work now? Without going into too much detail.
So for anybody who can't come to Miami, you can drop in. There's going to be a whole virtual track using the Hop In online platform, where you can listen to the speakers, talk to the speakers, have one-on-one discussions with them, etc. And that, like, you get into that by getting your metaverse ticket. And so
Cool.
the metaverse is also like, it's the hop-in trajectory is like the virtual conference track, and then we have the metaverse, which will connect you to the sponsors and also have all the in-person talks broadcast out, and have the NFT gallery. And yeah, that's what's kind of going on there.
Fantastic. Fantastic. If you're throwing an event, this is exactly what they should start having, right? Because a lot of people can't even travel, so there's people that can't come even if they would want to, right? So giving people a way to interact online is it's critical right now to like almost any business. So this is, go out to the website, play with it. You can click enter the metaverse and kind of play with that and just kind of move around and see what that's going to look like. But eventually, obviously that'll have more going on there next week when there's actually stuff in the conference to view.
And then Friday night, then we roll into the bare knuckle fighting championship. So literally, we've partnered with BKFC. It is like UFC, but with no ground play and no grappling. It's literally like the best part of UFC. It's the fastest growing contact sport in the world right now. And yeah, so we've partnered with them. So in the main hall on Friday night, 5,000 people capacity, we'll be having the BKFC fight. It's not for everybody, I understand that, but if you want to participate in that, feel free. If not, hey, you don't have to either. We're all for radical inclusion, and I also feel like sports is a bridge. So we're working with them to help like shine the light on NFTs and crypto, And we got some exciting announcements. Yeah, so this is gonna be the venue. The fight ring will actually be our stage for the event as well.
Yeah,
So
this
all
is
our
a big place.
so all our keynotes are going to happen from the fighting stage. The ropes are going to be down, but like they're going to be occurring in the ring, which is pretty radical. And yeah, so like I think we might even have a crypto card on there too.
Definitely a
And
good deal, you know, to get the package. I know the early bird's already gone, but that's, and you know, I love that too. Like just kind of having this whole experience there, and you know, if you don't want to go to the fighting thing, so be it, right? There's going to be all kinds of. I mean, it's Miami, right? So if you can't find something to go do, or you know, a club or an event, you know, there's going to be people doing all kinds of stuff. You know, so it's not like you have to go to that either. But this is just like the cream, you know, on you know, the cherry on the ice cream, right? Like this is just like a super cool event that's also going on. That's also something we can go do and share experiences with each other. I mean, I just like I said,
man,
man,
it's gonna be adrenaline filled, and we've got some big names coming out for that too. So if you want to go back to the Miami crypto Twitter for a second, if you could.
Back up.
And then like scroll. Oh, there you go. So that silver car down. There it is. So this is like the first snapshot. This thing is arriving tomorrow in Miami. And this is like the big thing, dude. We are giving this car away. We are giving this car away thanks to our friends at Karma Coin and their new project called Magic Swap. Which you know, their Karma Coins thing has been they give away supercars, and so we're going to be giving this away to one attendee. So in order to win, you got to show up, and then
this is like $1 million supercar. I don't know what the MSRP on this is, but it's
it's not quite $1 million. It's definitely like, you know, millions and millions of satoshis.
We'll have to go look up. I mean, I don't know what year it is, and I you know, we'll go get the card nerds on it because I'm a huge card dork. But
yeah,
it says McLaren. That's all you need to know, right? It's a
McLaren. This is a supercar. This thing is gonna be totally friggin' rad. And you know, one attendee will be winning. We're gonna have like, you know, a fair draw that's going to involve NFTs and submissions. It's going to hype with what I was mentioning earlier about like this ability to social post NFTs. We're bringing it all together as part of this radical experiment here. Yeah, and then check out BKFC. Like, let's just watch this a second of this too. So we're going to announce this before, but like this is basically BKFC. There's 12 seconds of like, well, this was like, you know, it doesn't look like the most exciting, but
yeah, no, you can kind of get the feel of it. It's a little different from Octagon, you know. It's not quite the same as like Ultimate Fighting Championships, but when there's no gloves, you know, somebody connects, it's over pretty quickly.
Oh, so, yeah,
which is a good thing actually. Like, you know, boxers beat the hell out of each other with gloves, and you know, when you're talking about taking repeated head blows,
and there's no kicking either in it too. So it's
just
like
boxing.
It's no kicking and no grappling, no ground game. So it's just like, yeah, it's you know, pretty wild.
Be wild.
Yeah, so you know, guys, like this is kind of what we have in store, and then Friday night will be capped, and we'll be hopefully announcing the date and time for the next one, which definitely won't be a year away. Probably be in the spring sometime.
Well, I'm super excited, and I hope, you know, the model you know, is absorbed as well, and other people start doing other things in other states and, you know, parts of the world, right? I mean, that's kind of like when we created our club and went public, like we almost kind of said that, like, who's making like quote unquote anti-globalism clubs but us, and we laughed about it, but it's true. Like we almost kind of like we want people to copy what we're doing, right? Like we
Absolutely.
do. right?
Absolutely. And it's like, and also like we want like, and we want to support the other ones too. It's like,
Yes.
and like bring these things like, I went to the Bitcoin Miami conference, and dude, I showed up in a banana suit with a giant speaker with like giving out Doge stickers to everybody. People thought I was like going to get like, like, in trouble or something. Fuck that, man. It was awesome. Like people love Doge. Bitcoiners love Doge. Like Doge is Doge rules, and like having a good time, having a fun time, it's just great. And it's like just bring like energy, dress up, have fun.
Everybody loves Doge.
Like,
Who doesn't love Doge? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Even the yellow belts, you have to smile and like crack a little smile at Doge every once in a while. I mean, come on.
it's just, I mean, like look at that face. Like it's like the modern day Mona Lisa. Any way you look at it, she's looking at you, or it's looking at you. And like you give a child a sticker, like I can show this to my son, and he's like 2.5. He's like Doge, and I show him like a different one that's like on a coin. He's like Doge coin. It's like, dude, you're just not gonna get that with Bitcoin. Like, and it's like Dogecoin as well. It's a nice intro to public and private keys, because it's not like SHIB, which is like ERC20 or a Binance or whatever the hell it is, that like involves like these second layer things. It's like, no, dude, Dogecoin is like proper main chain, first chain, OG chain, and
Fun
it's
chain.
like, and fun chain, and it's just like, it's a meta community, and it's all based on jokes and memes. And dude, memes are gonna be what, like, honestly, it saves humanity.
Making a
because,
joke
like,
of the current financial system is like one of my goals, right? And it's like a personal goal that I never planned on having, but hey, here we are, right, on a stream talking, kind of just met, right? And we're going down to Miami, we're going to have a blast, right? And we're going to bring more people with us, and it's going to keep snowballing, and that's exactly what's going to happen, right? Because it has to happen like this, right?
I mean,
I'm feeling it.
We just do our best, like, just try to be impeccable with our words, not make too many assumptions, and like don't take things personally, and just do our best. And by doing that, you can live with no regrets. And that's what it's all about. And like, say yes to things. But Biff, I gotta go, bro.
Yeah,
My wife is
no,
looking at me.
This has
Dinner's
been
ready.
awesome. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much to everybody out there who's part of the Goldmann STAXX
Let me get your
Club.
pretty face up here to say, everybody, welcome to the club officially, Kyle. And thank you for joining us again. We'll see you in a couple weeks. 8 days now. Actually, we'll see you.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a blast. Thank you again, everyone from Miami Crypto. Look forward to.
And we've cooked up a code for you too.
STAXX20.
STAXX20, get 20% off your ticket. So if you haven't bought your ticket yet, make sure to use that code. And then we also have like a premium ticket too. That's like the VIP ticket that has the ability, you get scanned and we'll turn you into an NFT. A 3D scanner is going to be on site. Didn't mention that. There's just so many different things happening. It's going to be totally rad. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. See you, Mayor.
Thank you, bro.
See you, Biff.
Very cool.
All right, take care, Kyle. We'll talk to you soon,
bye
man.
for now.
Yeah, I'll jump on your show too. We'll chat soon.
Indeed. Okay.
All right, buddy. Take care. Mayor, is there anything you want to go look at on the chartiste before we?
I don't know. We can look at Ethereum, like lower time frame.
Let's see what.
It's kind of crazy to me. Ethereum's leading right now.
Yeah, this is the weird part of this.
It's not what I expected. I thought Bitcoin was I thought we were gonna have to wait for Bitcoin to work its problems out. But considering Bitcoin ran so hard first, like it's kind of not surprising that now it's like Ethereum's like catching up to me. Like even though it's like breaking the new highs.
I can't believe I didn't know how to share the sound with you like that. It was just one button that we could have pushed the whole time. Kyle schooling us. What a great dude. That was a blast chat with him.
Yeah, man, very cool.
So obviously this is full breakout now. The question is like, where is he gonna kind of top out? I don't go to much more I should say than the 4 hour. Now all this stuff's gonna look like
with you.
The momentum is topped out on it now.
I mean, you never know. You never know with this shit.
This has been weird. This has been weird too. So I'm kind of.
And it's just like a perfect channel. Like that shit looks like bots to me or something. Like it's so crazy. Like look at the trading just like after like this whole month of October. I mean, the
Here's
last
what I've
month of Oc-
noticed too. Yeah, and the pattern is
that
like
channel's so tight and crazy looking.
it's like Sunday night is your dip, and then like Sunday, into Monday morning it opens when the stock market opens is when everything kind of recovers, and then everything freezes before the markets open around 9:30 Eastern, and just kind of feels stuff out and kind of sees how the market's going to open, and then you see everything continue or decline kind of in that first hour of trading is what it seems like. I've noticed that my good like short-term longs have been like in the evening, like 8, between like 6 and 8 Eastern, and then they're running like while I'm sleeping, basically. It's weird, and it's almost like clockwork. Check it the next morning, and you either want to dump it or there's going to be continuation. Obviously, if you're short term or leveraging or whatever. I made some really good calls. Link really hasn't done much yet, which I'm still watching. But where I failed is kind of like execution, just letting the stops kind of catch you. Right now might be the time to just, let this shit run, right? I mean, this thing could just do these lazy things. I mean, there's just like no selling pressure, right?
Yeah.
Like I agree. It looks strange. It looks like
I
it's
mean,
been falling up the stairs this whole way, but I
we
don't.
went down. We already did the dirty work. So like,
Yeah.
I'm not like,
And we said it was going to come back, remember on last show, which was killer, by the way, because we were talking about like mana and engine. And of course, mana went on this like crazy run, like right after we did the show, which was
yeah,
fucking awesome. But
it was crazy because I had some guys in my chat, like, they're like, the one guy was like, should I buy mana? He was like on the fence, and he's like, came back, he was like, man, I should have bought mana. I was like,
yeah, well, again,
there's,
we don't do investment advice. We're not investment
I
advisors. We
know.
are a club, right? And we try to help each other out. So always remember that. But damn, I mean, we literally were like, yeah, here's all the reasons why like all these tokens are gonna do well. And literally like 3 days later, mana was up 100%.
Yeah, man. I just keep forgetting like new people are still coming in. So I got to keep reminding myself, and it's
Well,
fun showing noobs. Like, I'm totally like up for going back to the ground level and like showing a noob like how it's done. But it's always like a reminder that like
it's
every
easy to
day
get
there's
caught
new
up
people
in it.
coming
It's
in.
easy to get frustrated. It's easy to forget that like you've been around, man. Like you're a vet now. Like it's almost like you got to kind of pass the torch like other people passed to us, when we were stupid and making dumb posts on people's Twitter, not really knowing what the hell we were doing,
Uh,
right? It's you can kind of see that people aren't really sure what to think. I have some of our friends and people in the Stacks Club have definitely doing well trading, but again, what we were talking about, you don't have to just trade, right? You can play video games, you can collect NFTs, you can trade NFTs. There's going to be people in the future that literally just trade video game NFTs like
oh
for a
yeah,
living.
skin flipping. Like, we're
Yeah.
flipping skins, bro.
Or
We're
like, this
flipping.
armor set,
Oh yeah,
plus 10 dexterity, blah 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 blah. Like, and it's super rare because it only comes to a drop from this monsters, right? Like that's coming. All right. I
yeah,
know
man.
it's coming. And it's gonna be fucking a blast.
Anything this, anything, anything this technology can touch, it is going to just revolutionize. So if you're in any sort of business or hobby, even, it's like
Bring it.
whoever gets
Bring
the
it
first
bring it to
mover
yeah.
and goes with it, it's like they're going to get paid.
We're talking
But I
about
mean,
music, there's gonna be music coming in too, right? Um, this seems to be the pattern that we're looking for right now in the short term stuff. So if you're doing any charting stuff, like that's the one you're wanting to look for. And I'm looking for ones that haven't broke out yet.
yeah,
And this is kind of like a similar thing, but if you really draw that top line, it might have some, work left to do. So maybe
yeah,
people are saying it's lagging,
yeah.
but maybe it's just not done yet.
I drew it a couple. That's what I drew it on. If you draw it on a different time frame, I was showing people. I was like, you could even say it's broken out but
Yeah,
it,
no, and
I
there's different ways
always
to
keep
draw
it.
that, but I
I
like
always keep it
I
up
like your
high, so you know.
methodology that we were talking about. Like, listen, just take the very furthest tip peak, and even if you're wrong, you might be
You
a
don't get
little
faked
late,
out.
but you're still not faked out. I like that.
I'm already like, I just added the link, so I've been in links since 60 cents. So like I also added to it before it broke down a year ago, but I mean not at the top, but it broke down when I thought it was going to break up, but I just added now because I think it is going to break out. And Maddox turning around. I was looking at like the 1 hour, like is where it broke out. There's like an ascending triangle on the 1 hour where you see that daily peaking. But I mean, you can kind of see it, but you know, it was standard that it's a
Yeah,
breakout
sure.
retest of the
Well, I mean, it
downtrend.
all that obviously looks bullish, right? So
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting to me that it's already kind of running when like everything else is waiting for to see what Ethereum does, to see what Bitcoin does. Like I actually expected this to like kind of chop or fade
I
until
didn't
Ethereum like got done doing its work, you know.
I didn't really think we were. I really thought that Bitcoin was going to kind of pop over this range, and I still think before it's going to continue on, it's going to have to recheck this 65 range. So it's going to pop up and then come back down before it goes. But I kind of think we might be in this range for a while, man. I don't. It doesn't feel like it wants to really bust out. Like it did, carry out some momentum over into the last, I guess, 48 hours into the close, but again, it's peeling over, right? It's curling
Makes
over on
sense
the
though.
4 hour. Yeah, it kind of
There's
just
a
looks like
lot of money to be made in there for bots
it wants to
trading
consolidate. Yep.
the spread of that range. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much, work to be
Well,
price
think
to be
about
worked.
too, like all the longs piling on, right? And then it's just like a perfect time to liquidate them, right? And then and then it just keeps repeating itself, right? I mean, everybody wants to try to catch that long that's going to break out, but that's tough to do sometimes.
Yeah, like I'm off Binance now, but I keep like find myself like returning to Binance and like sneaking in and like just looking at like order books. I'm just like, what's going on here? But it's interesting.
Anything else you wanted to take a peek at?
Mm. Nah, man, I did like I went too long yesterday, so I'm like kind of wiped out, just waiting for moves. Basically, I looked at everything, so just sitting back waiting. We're at that, that time. It's like we got to break a big level, and then, I mean, any news that could come out could set this off. You could have the world's so crazy now.
There's so much news. Literally, McDonald's is making an NFT, brother.
Yeah, McRib NFTs.
McRib
Everything's
NFTs.
gonna be.
Can you fucking
I'm kind
believe
of
it, bro?
rotating out of like this leg up. Like if I get opportunities to
Go
cash out
follow the mayor on
NFTs.
Twitch. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Oh
interrupt
yeah,
you. Go
yeah.
follow the
Follow
mayor
me
on
over there.
Twitch. Damn it.
I got little tutorials, DeFi tutorials, and
Oops, sorry.
NFT tutorials. But yeah, man, I'm just waiting. But the NFTs, man, like how many more opportunities are we going to get to cash out of NFTs? If you got some big ones, you got to think about cashing out if it impacts you. So I'm waiting, and next run we get, I'm going to be like selling some off probably.
I'm with you. I have said, there are some things that I wouldn't be aping into, quote unquote, NFTs, and I there are definitely some tokens that I hold NFTs on that I wish I held more tokens because I can't go backwards, and especially if you're dealing with NFTs on Ethereum, because you have to factor in gas fees to deal with some of that stuff. If they're ERCs, you just have to deal with it, and it sucks, right? It's not fun, but it's kind of the nature
I
of the
mean,
beast.
like
It's not going to
that
get any
mana
better though.
breakout,
So
like people have been losing against man. Like a mana is outperforming Ethereum, and if you're sitting in like Decentraland wearables, like
right,
it's painful, man. Like you're probably not up. You're probably better off buying man. And those people that have the OG wearables, like they could have bought mana at 5 cents. you know,
No, I
that was
understand. I understand.
that was
I was
last
talking
year.
about
You
some
could
of
have
my
bought it at
engine
5
gear,
cents.
right? Like I have some engine gear that it's worth, quite a bit of money, but it costs so much gas right now to move it. And again, they're coming up with their own layer two solutions, and it's going to be the evolution of the layer two solution is going to be something that
For
we're going to
sure.
watch, especially in the next year or two and talk about heavily. But it's just not there right now. So it's a struggle. If you're feeling it, I feel you, you know, join the club, right? We all feel your pain, and there's ways around certain things, but just these feel like the bull run kind of pains, right? Like the 17 run when BTC fees were so high you couldn't send it to exchanges, and like now we're kind of going through the growing
Yeah.
pains of ETH. But remember too, like this has been an insane year
Well,
for ETH,
now
right?
you
Like
don't need to,
this
like,
breakout.
that's something interesting I didn't even consider until you just said it, but like one thing that might help Bitcoin outperform Ethereum is you don't need to get to an exchange. Like you don't need to get off chain to like take profit on Ethereum. You can swap. I mean, there's still going to be high gas fees, but with Bitcoin, like the gas crunch on Bitcoin is going to be so much more painful because people have to get to like Coinbase. There's only one block every 10 minutes. Like you have to get to Coinbase to sell. Where like Ethereum, you got all these AMMs and stuff.
And it's just, it looks fake. A lot of these charts do right now, but a lot of stonk charts look fake too. So I'm not gonna get too caught up on it. Speaking of fake looking charts, I mean, it looks almost identical. I'm gonna have to go do some research on this V too. Kyle
All
gave me
right. I heard
some
you
hot
guys talking
tips.
about that.
That looks like a decent chart. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
this looks like a wax chart. It looks almost
Depends
identical
what
to
the
wax.
market cap is. If you look at a chart like that and if it's SHIB and it's at 30 billion, I don't want to touch it. If it's something that's decent and it's under like 500 million, that doesn't mean anything. It can keep going up tremendously.
I don't even need these marks on wax anymore. There's the only one we need now, and that's 70 cents, buddy. And then $5.
Yep. I've been watching it.
And
Where
then
are
it's
we
going
at?
straight to $5.
Yeah, so it's through all the tough resistance, isn't it? Or you didn't
I don't
clear
know.
that previous wick?
Honestly, when we were talking about the history of wax, it was like converted from an Ethereum token to its own chain, and then did some sort of distribution here. But I have no idea at this point, when this actually happened, or when this sale happened, or whatever this was. There was like no activity really on the actual blockchain that I'm aware of. So I don't know. That would probably be a good question for like somebody like a wax historian or somebody that was involved like at the very
Quigley.
onset. Yeah, Quigley. We'll have Quigley on the show.
For sure.
But yeah, this old stuff. I mean, is this resistance? I mean, no, right? I mean, you can maybe say
Right.
that was this
Well, that's
this is
just,
all
I
because of
mean,
what's happening in the market recently, right? And all of these,
yeah.
I mean, Hot Wheels is releasing on wax, right? I mean, it's just name after
Wow.
name after name. I think that was the most recent one.
Yeah, man. I think my prediction I do think we're gonna get another epic NFT bubble, maybe even two, because you could get one now. I mean, maybe in around Christmas, and then the cycle looks like it's going to keep running for another 3 to 6 months, in my opinion. You get like Bitcoin, Ethereum tops, and then instead of like alt season, well, you're probably going to get an epic alt season no matter what. But after the majors top out, why wouldn't you get another epic NFT season? And it's all these elitists are going to leverage their celebrity and fame to get you to hand them your Ethereum and stuff that they didn't buy. You bought it, and now they're going to sell you crap, and you're going to hand them all your Ethereum. Don't do that. But, there could be
No.
like the celebrities want to hype NFTs as much as they can because they want to create the liquidity event so that they can sell it to you, but it'll be crazy. The at the top, man, I think it's going to be like everybody's going to have a mobile wallet with a bunch of NFTs, and then at the very top, like kids like in middle school are going to be like minting their own NFTs and like
I'm
trading
sure
on
that's already
trading
gonna,
their own shit.
that's going to be happening before sooner than later, I'm sure.
But like that's the top signal for me when like normies are like minting, when everybody's minting like NFT, like it won't be special anymore. I mean, there's going to be stuff that holds value, but it's going to be such a diluted space before this is all over with.
We don't even need these old lines on these charts anymore. I mean, my God. Obviously, this is inflation, and you know, I think we printed 2 trillion this year, and or maybe it was like 6 trillion this year and 2
I
trillion.
mean, that's
the
why
year
this
before
stuff was
that.
built, right?
It is. It's literally a black hole, right? I mean,
Yeah, and
Bitcoin is the black hole, right?
That's why people get mad when they see it, and it's like, well, you know, inflation
The
is
government did this, guys.
it's an illusion.
Not well,
And
maybe
you're
not the
just
government,
mad
but
that
the Federal
Bitcoin-
Reserve did this.
Bitcoin's just a mirror, you know, it's like showing you your face and you're upset about what you see, you know, it's showing the dollar, you know, it's just it magnifies everything and exaggerates it. But
That's true.
yeah, man, that
We drew a
sucker's
chart a
going
long
up,
time ago.
dog.
Like Bitcoin and USD are kind of, you know, passing ships in the night. Now, again, USD I think will be the dominant fiat currency in the world for a long time. We talked about that. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But
Yeah, I agree.
this is the new hotness, man. This is
I think
the cream, right? Like everybody's talking about it. Every business is talking about it. You know, it's just it's the new digital gold. It's the internet, you know, factor, right? The future of what you can't see that's still yet to be built on the internet. Being able
where are
to
we with ETFs? Is there they
So I
delayed the
believe
BTC one?
the Valkyrie is the spot ETF that was supposed to be, you know, decisioned, but that got delayed until January, I believe was the.
Okay,
and
so
I know
that's
that Barry
delayed till
from
January.
yeah Barry from Grayscale is not happy because you know they've filed for it as well and they've been waiting.
That
for
would
the
be
spot.
insane, man. Like I don't see this rally last. Well, no, January. Yeah, that could set off.
Another one.
Well, I don't know, man. That really was the top. The COMEX shit was the top in 2017, 2018, January. But
I just don't see this going down, right? I
no,
and
I don't
no
either.
one does, and maybe that's why it will.
Blow
But
off
I just
top.
don't see how this is not going somewhere way the hell up there, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, blow off
Obviously,
top for sure, man.
stay tuned for the next STAXX Club. We'll be in Miami next week, but we'll try to do some
Right on,
streams
bro.
from in the stream, and we're definitely gonna be covering it. Looking forward to Don, Mike down there.
What day
it's
you
gonna be
getting down there?
blast. I'll be down there Monday. The conference is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I'll be down there Monday setting up, and then Tuesday Mike flies in from DC, and we're gonna hook up and go.
Mike STAXX, Mike.
Yeah.
Very
Don Mike,
cool. So
buddy.
what is he bringing?
He's bringing his
merch?
camera gear. Yeah, he's gonna do the photography
That's badass.
and the video, and I'll just kind of be
Well,
doing.
good for him, man. Good for
Yeah,
you guys. That's
dude,
awesome, dude.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a good time, man.
Yeah, that's very cool. I will eventually get my way down there. I'm looking at houses.
I know, man.
I'm looking at houses in Florida. I'm looking at houses in Texas. So I just
If you
I will
need
be
some
partying in
real
the
estate
bear
advice, don't ask me. No, seriously, if I can help you, I will too. But we're looking kind of around the Midwest and stuff. More for like kind of quiet spots, and then I'd like to have like a place in Miami as well. I mean, that would just be fucking awesome because Miami's like the epicenter of like this crypto movement.
Yeah, it's
as
a
well
cool
as
spot.
just a good spot like to
Well,
be.
I've never been there, so I can't speak on it, but I know it's badass.
Well, especially
Nobody
right
really
now, I can't.
Comes back from Miami bummed out.
If you like hot weather, like you'd love it during the summer, but I don't know that I want to be there all year. But like right now is like the weather to be in Miami. It's just like gorgeous
Right.
weather. So
Right on. All right, man.
hey, well, thanks for joining us again, guys, all out there in internet land. Do the hits and hit those shares and likes and retweets, and appreciate the subscriptions. Super thanks, again to Kyle and all those guys at Miami Crypto. We're gonna have a blast, out there next week. I wish you were there. Obviously, I wish everybody was going. Um, and even we had kind of planned and set up. Doc to go as well, and the scheduling thing just kind of got out of whack, but they had to make changes on the fly, and like everything with crypto, you just got to kind of make changes and adapt and keep going. So maybe that's good chance to segue into a closing. Keep hitting those buttons, guys. Don't be afraid. If you have questions, we're super approachable. Make sure to go follow the mayor. Make sure to go follow Kyle. Stay tuned. Hit the shares and retweets. That's what helps us get this message out there. We definitely want to get as many people down as we can in Miami. But again, if you can't join us in person, just hit up the pass for the virtual pass, and check us out there. Again, if it's not there, find another local organization or club or an event, something to go into, learn, whatever it is, that you feel comfortable with, a group. Don't feel like you're alone or have to take big risks, right? Because some of us have done that and it usually doesn't work out well. So learn from us if you can. Mayor, any closing words before we part ways for the evening?
Secure the bag.
Yeah, secure the bag, and make sure you secure it offline if you can. If you prefer a custodian, that's fine. Just know what you're doing. Know the difference, right? They say not your keys, not your coins.
For sure.
But there is something to be said for securing some cryptocurrency offline, right? It is some sovereignty that is not available to you anywhere else in the world. So if you don't know what that means and you want to learn, right, hit us up. If it's not online, it's not email, if it's not in the DMs or on Telegram or Discord or live in Miami, figure it out. Just hit us up somewhere, guys. So I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. We'll get another stream going before we take off. I don't know what you're doing this weekend either, Mayor, but there's so much going on right now. I definitely want to try to get some more streams going.
Oh yeah, man. I'll pen you in. Well, I know what's up Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, probably do it.
All right, buddy. All right. Take care of yourself. Peace out, guys. We'll play some music on the way out. Love you guys. Take care of yourself.